Open our minds that we can receive your word. We thank you in Yeshua's name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. So we give all praises to our King. And our study for today is revealing secret things. And to be honest with you, it's not going to be that deep. Just a little teaser. Okay? Now, during the course of, well, I should say the last few months, I've had a lot of responses via YouTube and so forth, and the concern of many people with regards to some of the deeper things that I present. Primarily, I've had a question with regards to what people call Jewish teachings, Talmudic teachings. First of all, the things that they have that was in the first century belongs to us. Whatever has occurred later on in the centuries doesn't belong to us because certain things were added. So it's always important for us to have at least a background, some history, some understanding, to do research, to learn, to understand that all the different scrolls, whether it's the Book of Enoch, whether it's the Apocryphas, things like that, these are our records, pertains to our family, okay? Even though sometimes people try to inject certain things in there, it doesn't make it theirs, okay? Now, one of the issues is that a lot of folks who have come to learn, listen, they all enjoy it. But when they hear one little word that pertains to, as I said before, something that sounds Jewish, they says, well, you know, Rebbe, I love your teaching, love everything that you put out, but I think I'm concerned about what people might say if they read or see that you use certain things. And I reply and says, well, some books are used as references. And as a matter of fact, there are many things that's written in the Torah. I always repeat this. There are many things that is not written in the Torah. Like, for example, it says in the Torah that we should not eat animals with the blood in it. Okay? But the Torah, that's the 5 books of Moses, do not explain how to kill that animal to remove the blood. Right? Some people can cut the foot of the animal, hit it on the tail, or whatever it is. However, the priest had a record of how things should be slaughtered, how it should be, taken care of. And when Jerusalem was, because of the first experience during the time of Daniel and them, they still had the priests and they still preserve a lot of the documents. But when it came to the first century, when Rome was about to destroy Jerusalem, many of the sages, that's the rabbis, the priests, and so forth, they got together and they preserved many of the temple service, how things were done, and put those in volumes of books to preserve them so we can have them for later generations. In those books, it explains how certain things was done, certain processes was done. One video that I put out there is called the Sotah and the Messiah. The Sotah is a tractate, or is a teaching found in the book of Numbers, that explains what a husband should do if he suspects his wife not to be faithful. It doesn't say if the wife suspects her husband. It has always seemed to be one-sided, and people say, well, I don't want to follow that because it seems to be very male chauvinistic. But the Torah teaches some secret things that reveal that it's all about the Messiah, because he's always faithful. You can't point a finger at him and blame him for anything. But the bride is the one who has always fallen short. We have a good example with the first reference to the Messiah, as found in the book of Genesis, with Adam and his wife. He was not the one who first sinned, it was his wife. But he could have simply stepped back and let her do her thing, but because he ate of that fruit, he put himself in the same position that the Most High, the Most High is not going to destroy both of them. You see, he sacrificed himself by partaking of the same fruit that his wife did. Therefore, it balanced everything out. Okay? So that was one of the first signs. So, when you go through the understanding of the process of, what the husband has to do to prove if his wife is faithful or not, we see the same thing in the Messiah. When the Messiah had to be judged by the court in Israel, you have the priests. If you notice how he went to the priests, then they moved him to another place, then they moved him to another place. Right? All of that is for a reason, and it's recorded. So now when you take some of the scrolls that was, the teachings that was only privy or privately kept to the priest, then you understand why he was taken certain places. Because the tractate of the Sotah explains, when a husband, he's not too sure, he told his wife, he says, listen, I don't want you talking to John down the street. I'm warning you, don't talk to him, he's not a good guy, right? So he leaves. As he's pulling around the corner, he sees Johnny pulling through the back. Now he hasn't seen anything, but he suspects something is wrong, right? So what does he do? He has to bring his wife to the priest, and there's a procedure that they have to go through. Now part of that procedure is going to the temple, or the tabernacle, where the entrance is, and there's taking the woman back and forth to different councils, in the hope that she will get tired and just confess. So when they took Yeshua from one place to the next, back and forth, it was to get a confession out of him. That's just one small example, and there are many more. Okay? So, when you understand this thing, it brings you to a much higher level. It helps you to understand, do I have the right Messiah or not? See, I can reason with one of the rabbis and stuff, right? And when they say, well, the New Testament is such and such, I can show them, boom, 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 this is what is written over here, this is what Yeshua did. You understand? And then they will see. But if I come from a Christian perspective, it was all about love. He died on the cross for the whole entire world. And that's the end of it. They're going to say, no, that's not the Messiah. Or we don't believe in that Messiah. They were still looking for Messiah ben David. Okay? There are two Messiahs that is recorded among the sages. One is Messiah ben Yosef. In other words, the suffering servant, like Joseph suffered, and the king Messiah, like David is a king. Right? So when you read the scriptures, you saw what David went through, you saw what Joseph went through, you understand what the Messiah has to do. So the rabbis are looking at the scripture to see a picture of what the role of the Messiah is, and then they look over in the New Testament, and what the church is saying doesn't add up. So they can't follow that thing. However, you'll be surprised that a lot of the rabbis actually believe in the Messiah, but not the Roman Catholic Messiah. A lot of them will say, yeah, it's right in our door, it's right over here, Rabbi such and such said this, and such says this. You see? So when ignorance is guiding you, you're going to fall into a deep ditch. I tried to explain to the brother, I says to him, brother, if the doctor gives you a prescription, you know how prescriptions are, right? You look at it, does it make sense to you? You don't make any sense. But you trust that you take it to the pharmacy, you receive the medicine, you go home and you get healed. Do you turn around afterwards and complain after you're healed about you don't understand this thing, and maybe I need to make a complaint because even though I got healed, I still need to complain because it wasn't clear? That makes no sense to me at all. You see my point, right? So, just because you don't understand something, but you are healed, should not be a reason for you to reject it. All along, you accepted it. You saw the power. You understood things that no one explained to you before. And so therefore, just take that and feed on that, right? So when you put food on the table, eat, be filled. If it's too much for you, leave it alone. Simple as that. So revealing the secret things. Let's go to our first slide. We want to just kind of look at a few things to give us, to open our understanding. Let's see, let that mic test it out.
Testing.
Okay. Just to help us to get away from the ignorance that we had before, and realize that this Bible is so deep. There's so many different layers that we can't argue. We just have to accept it for what it is. So now, in the books of the Bible that we normally have, from Genesis to Revelation, right, it's broken out into two categories that the world set up: Old Testament and New Testament. Now, that's not the way our forefathers set it up. They never set up an Old and New Testament. It was just scrolls, individual books. But what happened was they canonized it. They put all these books together and called it the Bible. But in the old days, they were all separate scrolls. Everything was separated. As you can see, the law, 5 books. You got the history with the kings and so forth, and then you got the prophets in between, the poetry in between with the Psalms and Job and so forth, right? Then you come to the New Testament, you have the Gospels, 4 of them, you got the history again, then you come down to these letters. They're all letters, and of course prophecy. So this is not considered to be scripture. These are just letters that contain portions of the scripture, which is all of this stuff right here. That's all it is. And when you go through it, you get deeper and deeper levels of understanding. Now, let's look at the fact that we got 2 testaments. One left and right, old and new, so-called, right? But they're just divided. Now, when we read the entire Bible, you can find from over here to over there, it all pertains to Israel. It doesn't pertain to other nations. When you read the book of Revelations, get that for me please, someone. Revelations 22, I think it is, or 21, for the New Jerusalem. The New Jerusalem, we'll see that 21, yeah. Where it talks about the city. I just want that part.
And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband.
Go to the part where it says about the temple, because this is the end. This is just the names of the temple, okay? You know what I'm looking for.
Verse 10.
Verse 10. Start from verse 10.
Okay, go ahead.
It says, and he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me that great city, the holy New Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from God, having the glory of God, and her light was like unto a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal, and had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and the names written thereon, which were the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel.
So this is the New Jerusalem. This is the place where, if you want to call it the sheep pen, it is a sheep pen that has the gates for all the sheep that's coming in. You know, when you have an apartment, your name or your number, the number that pertains to you is there. People can see it. Your mailbox is a good example of that. So on my mailbox, you know, people know that is who lives in that address, and every one of us who lives anywhere have a mailbox that pertains to them. So when we read this, it doesn't pertain to any denomination or any other people. But the ones who will be ruling, it's Israel. Okay? And keep that in mind, because as I said before, all of these books pertain to the story and history of Israel. Now, since it pertains to Israel, sometimes Israel is regarded as a male, it depends on the context, and sometimes allegorically is referred to as a female. as a child or a young lady. Okay? So when we read these things throughout the scriptures, sometimes the Most High will refer to Israel as my son or as my bride. It depends on what he's trying to say. Now, since originally it's referred to as a male, we know that males have testicles, right? The testicles was the holding place for the whole house. It's the place that holds the life, the seed. That's important. Okay? It's not a coincidence that we have two. Every male should at least have one. Hopefully. If you don't have one, then you'll be a eunuch. You know? But normal males has two testicles. Let's go to our next slide. So when we look up the word testament, we talked about this before, so this is just a rehearsal again. Very important. You look up the word testament, let's see what it says. Can you read for me?
Last will disposing of property, from Latin testamentum, a last will publication of a will, from testari, makes a will, be witness to, from testes, witness, from pi, trisi, third person standing by, from a root tris, 3, C3, on the notion of third person, disinterested witness.
Okay, the main part that I want us to focus on, we got testament, and when you come down, it deals with a will. And we know a will has to do with passing something on to your next generation.
Yes.
Right? Interesting thing about this, in the ancient world, it was always passed on to your son, because he's the one who carries the seed.
Yeah.
Now, and we know that when, even in our modern day, when a woman gets married to a man, she takes his name. She's adding on to his house and building that house up, not the other way around. And in this particular definition, this is the etymology dictionary. It gives you the root of words. So testament has a root, which brings us to this word right here. What is it?
Testes.
Testes, right? Okay, so now, let's go to our next slide. Let's look up testes. What does it say?
The plural testes, from Latin testes, testicle.
Testicle, read.
Usually regarded as a special application of testes, witness, see testament, presumably because it bears witness to male virility. Stories that trace the use of the Latin word to some suppose swearing in ceremony are modern and groundless.
Okay, so in the ancient world, when you swear by all that you have.
Yes.
That's right.
So I promise to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, because this is everything that you have right here and to be passed on.
That's what Abraham did.
And that's what Abraham did. Well, can you get that for me?
Yes.
Yes, brother.
There was also a movie I watched when I was younger called Scarface.
Yeah, we just talking about
And the
that.
only thing that he says, I only have two things: my word, and you know what the other two
Yeah, two kahunas. Right,
exactly. And I don't break them for nobody. So
That's very important. All right, now, people may look at this as being silly, but it's not silly. This is the ancient way of this is all that you have. We carry everything that was before. The seed that we put within the earth is a seed that came from many seeds before. And it's important to protect that seed with all, at all costs. Get me, Josh, where if a woman was in a fight, it's in the Torah, Exodus, Shimon. If there's two men has a fight and a wife jumps in the fight and she hurts him, what the Most High said to do. Get that for me, please. All right. So go ahead and read Abraham.
Genesis 24.
Genesis chapter 24, what verse?
Verse 1, 2, 3.
24, 1, 2, and 3.
Or 4. You can go ahead.
Okay. So let's see what happened. This is history.
And Abraham was old and well stricken in age. And the Lord had blessed Abraham in all things. And Abraham said unto his elder servant of his house, that ruled over all that he had, Put, I pray thee, thine hand under my thigh, and I will make thee swear by the Lord, the God of heaven and the God of the earth, that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of the Canaanites among whom I dwell.
Abraham, he could not swear up by anything greater. The greatest thing that he had was what Abraham carried with him, his loins. So in the ancient world, that's how it was done. There was no perverse mindset among the people. It was an oath that when you take that, if you make a mistake, that's how serious it was. Yes?
Because he was about getting a wife.
It's about getting a wife.
For his son.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And the word thigh in there, the English make it look pretty for you, but it means the loins.
The loins.
Yes.
Okay. Josh, do you have it?
Yeah, Deuteronomy 25, verse 11 and verse 12.
Okay, so it's Deuteronomy.
When men strive together, one with another, and the wife of the one draweth near for to deliver her husband out of the hand of him that smiteth him.
So hold on. When you got two brothers, two men, two Israelites having a fight over some nonsense or the other, and the wife say, "Hey, I'm going to jump in this fight. I'm going to throw a couple swings and jump back out." Two men fighting, and you're going to jump in. Go ahead and read. Focus.
One draweth near for to deliver her husband out of the hand of him that smiteth him, and putteth forth her hand, and taketh him by the secrets.
By the secrets. What do you call it?
The secrets.
And what's the title of our class?
Revealing the secrets.
She took hold of the secrets.
Then thou shalt cut off her hand.
Do what?
Thou shalt cut off her hand.
She should never touch the secrets. Now let's stop there for a moment. I see a hand. The Most High is so serious about the seed of an Israelite that even though, you notice it doesn't say who was right from who was wrong, but the one who paid the price was the wife, because she grabbed hold of something she should never touch that is precious. That's the seed. So she grabbed hold of the secrets, and therefore she has to pay the price. The Most High is taking this thing to a high level. And because of our ignorance, people go about doing things and destroying the seed. The Most High is, you cannot destroy the seed. Whether you're right or wrong, stay out of that. It doesn't say, well, if she hit the man on the leg, she hit the man on the shoulder, there's a punishment for that. No. But as long as she put her hand in the what?
Secret.
What do you call it?
Secret.
All right. You're supposed to say it with secrets.
Secrets.
At least the ladies should be saying that. I don't expect the guys to be saying that. Yes, brother. Listen, pass the mic to Brother Shema in the back. Yeah.
I just wanted to share the Hebrew word is called mabush.
Mabush?
Yes, and it's called the male pudenda or secret part, just for the listeners on the conference. Also, there's something that happens today which if you fight and two men fight and they don't normally go for that part, but if one hits the other, we call it what we call a low blow.
A low blow.
And that's an illegal hit. And that causes the next man want to kill you.
That's right. Insurance policy, ruins everything, right?
That's right.
Okay, so the Most High is very serious about that. Was that it, Josh?
Yes.
Read verses 12. Again.
Verses 12. Then thou shalt cut off her hand, thine eye shall not pity her.
You should not feel sorry for her. Don't feel sorry for the lady, even though by right she's trying to protect her husband. But what she's doing is really out of order. So here we have testaments, both of them. Two testicles, right? Now, because we understand this is dealing with Israel, the testaments is simply the lifetimes, the whole seed of Israel. That's what it pertains to. The early years of the seed of Israel, the testes, and the later years of the seed of Israel. And that's it. So when people read and says Testament, blah, 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 this is done away with, that makes no sense. None whatsoever. So I am carrying the seed of my father and the father before that, all the way back. And this has to be protected. You swear by something of a high value. And that's how the Most High has placed it. Let's go to the next slide. So we're looking at Matthew 13, and we're going to examine this parable. Now the parable itself, he explains only one part of what he was talking about, but it goes on a much deeper level. Okay? All right, so let's get into it.
All these things spake Yeshua unto the multitude in parables, and without a parable spake he not unto them, that it might be fulfilled, which were spoken by the prophet, saying, I will open my mouth in parables, I will utter things which have been kept secret.
What?
Secret.
Okay.
From the foundation of the world.
So you keep this secret from the foundation of the world. This is the foundation of the world, the seed. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Because a foundation is the earth. And the seed goes where?
In the earth. In
the earth. And the earth is to be kept a certain temperature. This is also kept at a certain temperature for preservation.
That's right.
You see? Okay. Now, let's go to our next slide. So, Yeshua spoke in parables to the people. Everything that he dealt with was parables. So it's a secret. It's not to be understood by everyone. That's how our ancient forefathers operated, and that's how we ourselves should operate. Okay? Psalm 78 verses 1 to 3.
Give ear, O my people, to my law. Incline your ears to hear the words of my mouth. I will open my mouth in a parable. I will utter that sayings of old, which we have heard and known, and our fathers have told us.
Same way that the seed has been passed on from generation to generation, the word also is a seed in itself. It's all connected. But if you notice, it says dark sayings of old, not new. The concept of Christianity is all new ideas, so-called new ideas. That's why it has no foundation. It's weak. But our forefathers, as the scripture says, so don't remove the ancient landmarks which the fathers have set. It's important. It's a guidepost. It's to direct us back home. Alright? Proverbs chapter 1 verses 5 to 7.
A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels. To understand a proverb and the wise interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction.
So it's difficult to really bring certain knowledge to people because they're already closed-minded. You can't really tell them anything. When you start talking about certain things, they have a Victorian mindset. Because eventually I'm going to go into the studies about family, marriage, and all of those different things. And it's not going to be an easy piece of cake, let's put it that way. Because we'll be covering many different levels, which is very important. Because in one place that exists that we need to work on is our relationship. From the small level up to the large level, okay? The way the Most High designed life, everything is connected. There are things that we don't see, but it's important, and it connects to things that we can see. Right? Like the electricity in the wall. You can't see it, but it's there. Right? But it physically manifests through the lights and different things that's around us. Yes?
I got a question.
You want to take the mic?
My question is, why two testes?
That's a good question. We can say that it pertains to the past and the future. We can also say about preservation. But who else can share something on top of that?
And then I'll share mine.
I mean, the most.
Yes. Go ahead.
I'll say the Most High gave us 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 hands, 2 feet, left and right, in and out, up and down. I mean, it's 2 houses. Yeah, it's a combination of everything. We have first and the last.
So heaven and earth. We have all the.
It's like a backup.
A backup.
combination. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. We got brother. Who's this? Brother Zaphania. Go ahead.
I want to say that way on my don't like in case one that is one that damage, the other one is the replacement. Just like, you know, if you have two hands, if you lose the left hand, you know, turn the right hand so you could compromise. Use that, you know.
Right. Left hand, right hand, left foot, right foot, 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, but 2 mouths.
2 sides of the brain.
2 sides of the brain, but 1 mouth?
2 lungs.
That one we don't talk much.
One tongue.
1 tongue. Okay, hold on. We got Don Shemuel in the back. He wants to say something. Brother Shamar, you're going to come last, right?
Yep.
Okay, and then we have sister over here. Yeah.
The question you asked again. Why?
He was the one asking the question.
Why did you have 2 testicles? This is my assumption. Everybody got a good thought, but my thought could be that in case one get missing, you got some things to block here.
Yeah, that's pretty much what's on the floor. Everyone is saying back up.
I didn't.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, just want to pass the mic over to her? No, we want everyone to hear you.
They will hear me well.
And they're not going to hear you.
It goes back to, you know, say, the 2 houses of Israel.
Okay. That's a good answer.
Yes.
Yeah, 2 houses of Israel, that's correct. You see, the answers are not wrong. Because these are all layers. Like you have an onion, you got layers. It's the same onion, just different layers, okay? Was that it? Pops, what do you say? You agree?
You were saying why
You agree? 1 second, brother Zephaniah, 1 second. Pops, do you agree with her?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, go ahead, brother. What are you saying?
And the sisters that 2 houses, but this one house that tribe and that one have 2, but there's a balance, you know.
1 house.
If we use the left house, right, you know, there's right.
Okay, you're not coming. Hold on, brother. You're not coming through clear. You may have to position.
I checked. I said if you use the left house, I said left house concept of that tribe.
Okay, now when you get clear, hold on. When you get clear, don't speed talk. Slow down.
Exactly.
Okay, so you said, take your time.
The sister said, you know, it comprises of the 2 houses of Israel. The town of Judah and the town of Israel. But we gotta know that there's a town of northern side, the northern side of the 10 houses of Israel. And the southern is 2 houses. So I would say there's no balance there, you know what I mean?
Okay, so he's dealing with Israel again. All right, so Brother Shamar, take it home now.
Well, when I look at it as in support. For example, you just mentioned new as far as Christianity goes. Well, you have one of them, which is the main one, and then you have another one, which actually is support for the main one. So if you can't have one without the other one supporting it, it's just like a male and female. That's exactly how he made it after, because a woman has 2 ovaries also. So you have 2 testicles because one has to support the next. Now, just in case one gets damaged, the main one, if it's still there, is still the foundation. You can still produce with that. But the second one, just like the Old and the New Testament came to support the old one. It didn't came to replace it or do away with it. So that's what I wanted to do.
Good answer. Yes. Now Maisha has some deeper stuff. She thinks, we're going to see why she thinks like that in a moment.
No, it actually represents the Father and the Son. God the Father and the Son. That's what it really represents. Because in the book of Job, it actually says in Job 33 that for God speaketh once, yea, twice, yet man perceiveth it not. So it's like he speaks in secrets, you know. So he gives it in a parable form, but he does not reveal it until the right time. You see?
He speaks, listen to what she said. He speaks
once, twice.
He speaks dark sayings.
Dark sayings.
But then later on it's revealed.
It's revealed, exactly.
The seed is in a dark area, and then after a while it's revealed.
Right.
Okay, it comes forward. So when it comes forward, it produces the child. You can see the child. That's the result of what you have in your secret place, right? Okay.
So then when he spoke the first time, like he spoke the word and then he commands it to stand forth. So that's how he speaks. So he does everything like that.
All right. Now let's move forward. 1 Corinthians chapter 4 verses 9 to 11.
1 Corinthians 4, 9 to 11.
For I think that God hath set for us the apostles last, as it were, appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to the angels, and to men. We are fools for Christ's sake, but ye are wise in Christ. We are weak, but ye are strong. Ye are honorable, but we are despised.
Verses 11.
Even unto this present hour we are both hunger and thirst, and are naked, and are buffeted, and have no certain dwelling place.
Now this is the Apostle Paul that is making a statement. And he's saying in terms of what he has to say. We'll see an example of that. When Paul was talking, his language is such a way that people call him a specific name. So they called him a fool. That was one of the things. He looked at like a joke. Because sometimes you speak on a certain level and it looks as if you're speaking nonsense. Like you see those scientists. He's squared. What's wrong with this dude? He's writing all these numbers. And you think this guy has lost his mind. You got a whole wall with all kinds of different, writings and stuff that you, in your eyes, it appears to be gibberish, foolishness, and therefore you become a spectacle, you're despised, you're buffeted, you're called names. This is what happens when you go outside of Christianity, see your hand, and when you start to really get into the deeper stuff, you see a lot of times people want to control you. They want you to fit their, well, I watched that camp over there, that Israelite group over there, and they're saying Yahawashi, so they want you to say Yahawashi. You look over there, this one is saying Shawayashi, so you got to say Shawayashi. You go over there, you see, so they want you to, they like what you're doing, but we can use you over here. Can you join up with this side over here? Can you join with this side? Oh, no. If you look carefully at Yeshua, there's no church, you can find no church that he has built. And he never sent anyone to go build any camp or any church. All he was doing was bringing the word, feeding the people, and he took off and left them and went into the wilderness somewhere. John didn't build, Peter didn't build anything. As a matter of fact, they went to visit places that was already built, called synagogues. And that's where they taught the people different things. So the whole idea of building this and now it's mine, and you build that and I got to join you, that's all foolishness. That's the Grecian or the Gentiles way of doing things. I don't have an ownership in the things that I teach. It came from heaven, that's it. The things that the Most High has given me, I am giving it to you all. Right? So now, Brother Shamar, and then I want you to get that scripture that asked you, was it when they wanted him? Okay. Brother Shamar, you want to say something?
Yeah.
Pass the mic. Pass the mic.
Yeah, I visited a group of people who were having a Bible study, and they were speaking about Paul, and I started to ask certain questions just to see exactly what it was, and then they asked me for my take on it. So when I gave them the understanding that's written there, they all laughed at me, mocked at me, said, what you're saying there, nobody ain't gonna believe it because you don't get too deep in the Bible like that, right? So later on, after you leave from a place like that, if you're not strong enough, I went and I pulled up the YouTube and I was watching a video where Garnet Silk was doing an interview. And Garnet Silk was a reggae artist that died, by the way. And the person who was interviewing him said, everybody's walking around saying that you're mad, that you're crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, yes, I'm mad, but I'm mad to the point of sanity, right? So the man said, what does that mean? He said, before men, I appear to be insane, but before God, I appear to be sane.
Right.
So that's when I read that, I realized that.
Right. And that's the important thing. As long as you know where you stand, don't worry about other people. So let's look at an example. This is the Messiah. So he's out there teaching the word, and the establishment want him to join with them and be part of the whole process, right? They want to force a certain thing. Let's see what it says. The book of John, you said? So let's go to the book of John. What chapter?
Chapter 6.
Chapter 6.
And verse 15.
John chapter 6 and verses 15. 6 and 15, okay. How's the stream, Keeper?
Good.
All right, good. So we had a little success today. Man, perhaps they didn't figure out that we'd switch computers. I'm sorry. It's people, man. All right, John 6 and what verse?
15.
Go ahead and read.
When Yeshua therefore perceived that they would come and take him by force to make him a king, he departed again into a mountain himself alone.
See that? So he was going along doing good, healing people, bringing the word, doing all that he was sent to do by his Father. And people says, we can use that dude. He can join our camp. But if you join our camp, these are the rules of the camp. You can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do that. So that restrains the work. So what did he do? He just went like this, into the mountains. Catch me if you can. Every time they try to tie him down some way, he just, I don't have time for this. And I really don't have time. When you are non-denominational, not connected to any group, you can preach the word without any problem whatsoever. Nobody's, you have a council of people who's paying you this and that or whatever it is. They can control you, Because I heard on the news the other day about Donald Trump, where Trump says, hey, if this other guy goes and get this person's money, then that person will control him. I pay my own money. Nobody can control my mouth. And he's right.
He's right.
Yeah, he's right.
He borrows, so he
Exactly. And whoever you borrow from, you become servant.
That's right.
Whatever they say, yes, sir. The mortgage is going to be 1,000%. Yes, sir. You got to pay back by Friday. Yes, sir. And they control you. They drag you all over the place. Right? But the Most High is teaching us that's not the way to operate. Okay? Let's go to our next slide. So let's take a look. Let's continue on. Read.
And labor, working with our hands, being reviled, we bless. Being persecuted, we suffer it. Being defamed, we entreat. We are made as the filth of the world, and are of offspring of all things unto this day.
So I can't repeat the same things that people hear. Well, Jesus was black. Okay, we got that done already. So what's next? I mean, are we going to be eating cereal and milk all the time? Are we going to be exploring how to make the food taste great? And I can taste, like the other day, Keith made some food. I'm like, I taste the potato, but there's something else in there, Kiefer, that, what did you put in there? You see? So you realize, because your senses is being exercised, and you realize, and he says, this is a secret. That's what this is all about. Okay? It's exploring and getting deeper. So when you have the same stuff, different camps saying the same thing over, it gets very boring. That is not growth.
Exactly.
Okay? So we are all about growth, even if we get reviled, the fame, and we become the filth of the world, no problem. Because no one is controlling, pulling my zits. Okay? All right.
Especially when you talk about the secret, they want to tell you you're perverted.
Exactly. And some groups argue, well, the fringe should be like this. It should be like like a curtain, you know, a big drape. Okay, so if it's a drape, all power to you, brother. Oh, it shouldn't be like a drape, it should be like this. Okay, all power to you. What is the purpose of this? This is a fringe, right?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe they have the video footage from Moses. Maybe they have the video, the CD from Moses about how to speak Hebrew and all that stuff. And if they do, please send me a copy. Send me an email to agolab, AGOLAB 77@gmail.com, and I will glad pay the price of whatever CD and DVD you got of Moses with the proper clothing and also the proper way to speak Hebrew. I'll be very happy to pay the price. Okay? So I don't think I'll get an answer though. But anyway, let's go to our next slide. Okay, John 6:50-56. Let's take a look at an example of how these things are on such a high level. People read it in the Bible just because the Messiah said it. We accept it, there's no problem. But if you were there in a day when he was saying these very words, you would have had a very strange reaction also. You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's read.
Okay. This is the bread which cometh down from heaven, that a man may eat thereof and not die.
It says,
I am the living bread which came down from heaven. If a man eats of this bread, he shall live forever. And the bread that I will give is my flesh.
So wait a minute. He's speaking to these people, and he already fed them the food, right?
Yeah.
And they're all eating, bread, fish, whatever it is. And he says, hey, I got a better bread for you. You see this right here? This is the better bread. And if you eat of this bread, and he says, okay, what is he talking about in there? What is he talking about? They're eating along, and it says, okay, the bread actually is my flesh.
What?
Maybe they might be thinking, well, did he put some of his flesh in the bread? Get rid of that stuff. Huh?
They call him madman.
Yeah, sometimes, I've seen these movies where people are eating this meal and come to find out that they killed somebody in the back room and they're actually at the table eating the person's flesh. Like the book of Eli. So he came to this house with this young lady. He was the last survivor of the King James Bible. It was all in his mind. He memorized the whole entire book. And he came to this house, and the people welcomed him, come on in. So when he got into the house, you see a lot of graves in the back, and people are offering all this food. And he came to realize that the food that was offered was people's bodies. We can see that happening. You're eating some bread that someone just gave you, some fish, and then you're making statements about the bread that I will give is my flesh. At least he says, I will give. So maybe the second set of bread that's coming in, he probably suggested that, well, the next batch that's coming in contains my flesh. But no. Let's read on.
And the bread that I will give is my flesh, which I will give for the life of the world. The Jews therefore strove among themselves, saying, how can this man give us his flesh to eat?
See, the mindset of where they were at, they were not prepared for this type of stuff. And similarly with our people, a lot of them can only hear us up until the 3rd grade level, and that's it. You can't reason with them from that point. When they start to speak, they say, oh, no, I won't even waste my time. That's why a doctor would come to you and says, first they'll throw the big word. You have pneumonia, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, huh? Oh, you got a bad cold. So, okay. That's it.
Yeah. I was going to say that with people, if they don't have the understanding of something, there's confusion. So if I don't understand this, I become afraid of it.
That's right.
And that's with everything in life.
That's right. And when you become afraid of something, you look at it as an animal coming at you, something that will destroy you. So you attack it. So you meal that thing first. And that's what happens a lot of times. You end up hurting the thing that came to save you. That's why he said, Father, forgive them, because they don't know what they're doing, right? You had your hand up?
Yes.
Okay.
According to the writing, this is in line with the headline. Jesus was speaking in dark sayings.
Sayings, right.
Giving my flesh.
Right. Right. And he explains that. So let's go to our next slide. Pick up a little speed.
Then Yeshua said unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, except you eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink his blood, you have no life in you.
So now he added another piece to it. First he talked about the flesh. And now he's talking about his blood. You must be mad. You must be out of your mind. Read.
Whoso eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood have eternal life, and I will raise him up at the last day. For my flesh is meat indeed, and my blood is drink indeed. He that eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood dwelleth in me, and I in him.
So, just by reading this, if I take out Yeshua's name from this, and I put this in another book, and I start to read another book, and I quote the name of the book, people are going to say, hey, you're messing around with some crooked stuff there. I said, well, whoa. I just took out the name Jesus, just to see what you can say about it. It's the same stuff. You just don't understand it. Right? Just because it's placed in a comfortable, familiar area, you know, you accept it, it's no problem. But when you see the same thing is in another book, all of a sudden it's a problem. Yes, Josh?
There is an old practice that they started to do after reading this, to say that they make themselves more closer, doing literally eating flesh and drinking blood, versus understanding what the Most High was saying here.
Absolutely. Anyone else?
But how many people really understand what's written there?
Well, and that's what we're going to start sharing. You want to? Okay. So let's continue on. Was that it? Okay, read.
These things said he in the synagogue.
So he was speaking in a place where the people were exercising the reading of the Torah. The Torah's been read, right? So while he's saying that, they should have picked up on certain things.
Yes.
See? Go ahead.
As he taught in Capernaum. Many therefore of his disciples, when they had heard this, said, This is an hard saying. Who can hear it?
I can't accept this. This guy's talking some ridiculous stuff now. And it's kind of embarrassing too, because sometimes, man, this is a great Rebbe. Love the teachers, everything. And all of a sudden he says something like, oh, man, I thought he was the one. I really thought that he was the one that we could really rally around him. But no. Like, I'm going back to pulling up that camp over there that I just came from. That's just the way it is. Right? So his disciples have the same problem. Continue.
When Yeshua knew in himself that his disciples murmured at it, he said unto them, Doeth this offend you?
Let's go to our next slide.
From that time, many of his disciples went back and walked no more with him.
That's it. They closed shop. It says, I'm done with this thing. I'm crazy.
That was a sifting right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Just sift them out quick.
Exactly. And you know what? This is no different from Moses, what he had to go through.
Right.
Because certain things he was exposed to, he couldn't bring it to everyone. The Most High knows how to deal with certain people. You know. Continue on.
Then said Yeshua unto the 12.
So he already know about his 12, but he's gonna throw it on them. So he turned to them, and what did he say?
Will ye also go away?
Are you gonna be bailing on me too? You're gonna jump ship? You know, the guys walking. That dude was a tough dude in the word, man. He's the first one that left. Peter probably like, maybe I should go. He eventually get out right now because
I don't know you.
I don't know. He might unleash some deeper stuff, and I might be too deep in it, and it's gonna be too embarrassing. He's gonna drop a bombshell one of these days, and it's gonna really crush me. I gave up the fishing trade. I can't go back and fish anymore. Right? If I go to fish, the guy's gonna try to capsize me in the boat. Right? Yes.
You could remember one time that when he was speaking, the disciples came to him and asked, why did you speak in parables? He said to them, because I don't want them to know what I was saying, so I say to you. So that this given me, when he said those words, they leave and went away.
That's right. Yep, and that's usually what happens. Now, all you have to do, stick around long enough. You see, a lot of times, I always say it, and I'm going to say it again. People want vendor-type teaching. What is a vendor? A vendor is like a machine, a Coke machine. You got the Coke machine over here, you got the chips over here.
No TV dinners.
The chips is over here. So let me put my 50 cents, boom, and get that quick. Get me a steak, it's bad, good, I'm cool. 2 seconds, it's gone. But 5 minutes, your stomach will go Why? Because you didn't eat. You got something quick. So they come to you to ask you questions. What do you think about such and such? What's your answer on that? I usually tell them, listen, you're trying to put the 50 cents, you don't see there's a sign that you gotta get a full meal. All right? So if you want to learn something from me, sit down for 30 minutes, an hour, or whatever it is. If you can't take 30 minutes, you're wasting my time. I don't have the time to be running around trying to answer quick questions, which makes no sense, because it's a meal, you have to be fed.
Yeah.
Right? He took a lot of time with these people and was teaching them. All I have to do is stick around and they'll get the answer. But they're too quick. They want easy stuff, easy this, easy that. They want no growth. And we're living in a time right now where everything is quick. And you can see the result of that too. The cars are so cheap now, quick. Every 6 months some new model is coming out, even less than that. All right? So now, was there any hands now? You? Okay. So read on.
Then Simon Peter answered him, Lord, to whom shall we go? Thou hast the words of eternal life.
Good answer, Peter. Good answer. Read.
And we believe and are sure that thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God.
Yeah.
Amen.
See, because you have those who get a taste of that little hope or the understanding, and they can see where it's going. Like in this case, he says, you have eternal life. And no matter what, they will stick with it. People start laughing at them. We have those who haven't tasted yet. They only heard about it.
And you see what chapter this is on?
I was just going to say.
Yeah.
He's going to say that?
I
What's he going to say?
I was going to say, check this out. John 6:66, right?
Pass the
John 6:66. Now, it says, from that time many of his disciples went back or backward, and walked no more with him. In other words, that's another word for backsliding in a sense. It's also, if they're not going towards the Messiah, which is actually life, then who are they going to? They're going to the enemy. That number that he represents him also.
Well, I see what you're saying. I wasn't going to go that route, but that's good. I see your point. Well, I was going to say that this is just earlier on in the chapter. Chapter 6 is just the first 6 verses. First 6 chapters. Thank you. Now, there are lots of events that took place after that, right?
Yes.
Okay. But yet he says, we believe and are sure that you are the Christ. Right in the early stage, they understood. Okay? You want to say something else?
Yeah. I wanted to say also, right?
Yeah.
He said one thing to them that actually was hard for them to understand. But I think it's a learning for us. Because when somebody says something to you and you become offended, then you have to ask yourself, why am I offended?
Right.
You can't be offended against them because they're not the ones that are taking offense to it. So it was up to them to ask him what he means by it.
Exactly.
And they never did that. They never even gave themselves a chance to actually learn. All this knowledge and all this wisdom and understanding around you, but we never get the chance, they never took a chance to ask the question. So that's something for us to learn also.
Exactly. That's an excellent point. Really and truly, that's some of the things that we will encounter in having conversations with people. If they just give it some time, they'll learn and understand what you mean. It may take a year, really, if you really want to learn. Everything is not given to you all at once. Even when I go to work, some things you go over like, I can't get this thing. And just all out of the blue, your mind is just the right time, the right place, everything's lined up, and therefore you understand. You wanted to say something?
Yeah.
Can you pass the mic? Can reach? This trip, yep. Trip, there we go.
Yes, what we look at there is to see the words are the meat and the drink. And he has the words and underline the word words.
And as you mentioned that, the book of John chapter 1 starts off introducing him as the Word.
Word, yes.
You see that? Okay, let's continue on. Was that it? Okay, let's continue on. Next slide. So now let's look at the book of Acts, chapter 17, verse 15 to 18. Situation with Paul. Remember what he said in his letter? How he was buffeted, he was mocked, called all kinds of names. Let's see one of the names that they had called him. Read.
And they that conducted Paul brought him unto Athens, and receiving a commandment unto Silas and Timotheus, for to come to him with all speed, they departed. Now while Paul waited for them at Athens, his spirit was stirred in him, when he saw the city wholly given to idolatry.
So he became like Phineas.
Therefore disputed he in the synagogue with the Jews, and with the devout persons, and in the market daily with them that met with him.
So he was in the synagogue, trying to give them some understanding. And all those devout, those pious Israelites, he spent time with them, and whenever he could, even in the marketplace, he tried to reason with them with the word. Every opportunity that he received, he took it, right? Okay, verse 18.
Then certain philosophers of the Epicureans,
Gentiles,
and of the Stoics encountered him. And some said, what will this babbler say? Others some, he seemed to be a setter forth of strange gods, because he preached unto them Yeshua and the resurrection.
So he reasoned with the Israelites. There's nothing said, okay? Because I'm sure that they understood the concepts of what he was bringing, okay? Now, we have other people who probably saw him while he was in the marketplace, having conversations. You know, you have all types of people in the square, reasoning about science, philosophy, the latest gossip, what's happening in Rome, the latest fashion, whatever it is. So I'm sure they probably overheard and says, hey, what will this babbler say? This is key. So they called him a babbler. But the interesting thing is, what does this word mean in the Greek?
You want to let me put it up?
We got it. Yeah, we got it. Let's go to our next slide. So here goes the word babbler. And guess what the word babbler? Surely this, one right here, this word right here. So we see in Acts 17:18, the word babbler is the Greek equivalent in the Strong's, 4691. Let's go to our next slide. And look at the word. What does the word babbler mean?
Spermologos or spermologos.
Sperm.
Spermologos.
A sperm talker.
Yes.
Babbler.
Yes.
So wait a minute. If the Old and New Testament pertains to what?
Testicles.
Testicles. And then not just any testicles. Testicles pertain to who?
The seed.
The seed. Well, we know the testicles contain the seed. But who's seed? Israel. So the man was talking to his own people about the seed of Israel. And the others heard him and said, what is this guy talking about seed of Israel? That's why they call him a babbler.
Right.
You see? Spermologos.
Yeah.
Picking up seed.
Picking up seed.
Yeah.
Like birds picking up seed, right?
Yeah.
Let's go to our next slide.
Grains and stuff.
That root of spermologos, the root is sperma. Sperma. So, this is very important. It gives us a background to understand that when Paul was speaking, he was speaking about the seed of Israel. Pertaining to the resurrection of Israel. The Messiah's role is to bring back the seed of Abraham. That's all he was talking about. These are the secret things, and the people recognize that. You see what I'm saying? This is why it's important for us to really dig below the surface and understand what this is all about. Yes?
But he was also using symbology to show them that by showing them how the male, testicles, how they rise, they die, and they rise. It's the same thing. He's using that to
resurrection,
show. Right, resurrection, exactly. Because Yeshua said, unless a grain of corn fall in the ground and die, it cannot bring forth. And that's why he was referring to himself as the grain of corn, which is the seed, which is the word.
The seed, an example, is a grain or kernel, which contains what? Within itself, the germ, the seed of what?
Future plants.
All of the future plants is right there.
Yes.
Waiting for good ground to be sown on. We're going to get into that. Continue. Alright, so we already see that, but look at what it says here. The what?
Semen.
Semen. The product of the semen, seed, children, offspring, progeny, family, tribe, posterity. Whatever possesses vital force or life-giving power. You see that? So the conversation, no matter what level, whether it's on a spiritual level, low level, high level, it all pertains to the seed. It goes right back. Read the next one. Because on the third day, what came out of the ground? Plants. The third day. 3 days, the third day. So 3 has always been equivalent to resurrection.
Yes.
Yes, one. I said read it. I don't know. Go ahead and read it.
Of divine energy of the Holy Spirit operating within the soul by which we are regenerated.
There are two main types of fruits that is custom in Israel. It's the fig and it's the grape.
The grapes, right.
If you look at the seed of a grape,
I think I might have one I can show you.
I don't know, Josh,
never
I
seen
don't know if
it.
you can pull it up on the screen. Can you pull up the seed of a grape so people can have visual to see what it looks like? Yes. And also, can you also pull up the fig so people can see the shape of the fig? So, while he's doing that, any comments? Yeah.
I just want to say that the book of Enoch talks about what she just said. Like the angels, when they had sex with the daughters of the men, then they put their spirit in them.
They put the spirit within them.
Yeah.
Josh, you just had it. Go back up. Right there. There you go. So take a look at this. Look at the grape seed. It doesn't look like 2 testicles to you?
Yes, it does. Here.
I don't know, that's too small.
You can see.
Oh, okay.
For those who've never seen it.
Yeah, let's get the fig. Most High has a sense of humor when he says, I'm gonna give them something to think about. Grapes, boom. Testicles in there. Fig, boom. You're gonna look at the fig.
Yes.
It looks like a side shot of all the sperm in the testicle.
Also the pomegranate. Look at the pomegranates like that.
That's right, yeah.
Boom. Let's go to the next. Okay. So now let's look at Matthew chapter 10 verses 16. And Yeshua made a comment or statement. Let's see what it says. Read.
Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves.
Be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Now if you notice on the screen, I got 2 pictures. I got a picture of a dove flying above and a serpent below. Right? But you notice I have what is this, a female? Okay, I wonder why. Why do you think I would have an image or picture of a woman? They both connect. Okay? When you read the Psalms, sometimes a woman is depicted as a dove. Right?
Yes.
Okay. But also, the woman, or this right here, what do you call this? Wisdom connects back to the woman. Now, there's something else that pertains to the woman that I haven't even touched yet. Right here.
That's right.
Forget about the wolves, but the serpent. The serpent was wise. He came and had conversations with the woman. You see? So when we see this from the Hebraic perspective, we see how certain things connect. It makes a lot of sense. Now, anyone want to share something? Yes. Start in the back. Pass the mic.
I believe also back in those days the women were shepherdess.
Shepherdess?
Yeah.
Shepherdess. Like a shepherd, female version of shepherd. Right. Yes.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And also Moses. his
Yeah,
wife,
with the
yeah.
7 daughters of
Right.
Yethro.
Yes.
You want to say something now?
Yeah, I want to read something.
Okay, so where are we going?
In the book of Job,
Book of Job.
11,
Book of
5,
Job, chapter 11.
and 5 and 6.
Book of Job, chapter 11, verses 5 and verses 6.
And that's very interesting. Please write that down so you don't ever forget that. That will help you open a lot of doors when you study. But all that God would speak and open his lips against thee, and that he would show thee the secrets of wisdom, that they are doubled to that which is. Know therefore that God exacteth of these less than thine iniquity deserveth. So what he's saying to you, that the secret to understand wisdom, it's double. That's why he speaks not once but twice. And everything is done twice.
Twice.
Yeah.
Sounds like testicles again. Okay.
I also wanted to, you were touching on the woman and her wisdom and with the serpent and everything. We have to understand also that if the serpent is wise and cunning and he's speaking to the woman, then she also will actually gain from whatever knowledge he has also. So that actually gives her wisdom. Because a wise man, if he speaks to another man who's not a fool, then that other man is going to absorb what he's saying, and he's going to take that and add it to his wisdom also.
All right. We good so far? Adam's going to share something?
Yeah, he has something to share.
Something interesting? Bring it out, son. Bring it out, son. Bring it out. Okay, he doesn't have any. Anyone over there? No, we're good? Let's go back to the slide. Okay. So let's move to our next slide. Now we're going to look at this parable. We're going to be in Luke chapter 8. This is pretty much where we're going to be until the end. Okay? So go back. Yeah. So you see the picture of the sower. And this is what we're going to... we have 3 parables in one chapter. Luke 8. Okay? Or 3 situations, 3 things that happen. Let's go. Let's continue.
And when much people were gathered together and were come to him out of every city, he spoke by a parable. A sower went out to sow his seed.
The sower went out to sow seeds. What does it say?
His seed.
So you see that right there, brothers and sisters? His seed. Not someone else's seed.
Exactly.
But his. Now, on the surface, yeah, he's just a farmer. He has a seed, he's throwing it. But it's telling us a little bit more than that.
Yes.
Okay, read.
And as he sowed, some fell by the wayside, and it was trodden down, and the fowls of the air devoured it.
Okay. Now, when we talk about the testicles, when we talk about the seed, when you have relations with your wife, and the seed being transferred, right? It's not just one seed that goes to fertilize the egg. There, what is it, millions? A lot of seed that goes forth, right? However, some of them are destroyed
by the wayside.
By the wayside.
Yes.
Some falls on the wayside.
Yes.
Some doesn't make it.
That's right.
Right? So some of those seed falls by the wayside. It was trodden down, the fowls of the air. The defense mechanism killed them out. There's a fight, a battle that happens inside the womb. Let's continue on.
And some fell upon a rock.
So some are swimming and they go in a different direction. They got stuck and they died. Read.
And as soon as it was sprung up, it withered away, because it lacked moisture.
Right out of time. Because the moisture sustains it and keep it going. Right? So swimming. Gotta get there with it. Oh, that's it. Can't make it. Can't make it. Sorry, give up. Go ahead, verse 7.
And some fell among thorns.
And some wombs, it's like spider webs in there. It's like thorns. You got fried this and fried oids and fried broids. And all types of different things is happening there. And what happens is that the womb, I'm serious. The seed can't go anywhere because you got all kind of, damn, I didn't know this was going to happen. It's like a meteorite shower. And it's going through and going through. And the seed just says, Louis, it's we don't realize how hard, the fact that all of us is in this room, we are the survivors of the fight.
Yes.
You realize that?
Yes.
We survived the fight. Louis,
Yeah, you made it.
man, your daddy, you're the one, man. You're the one who made it.
Yeah, you made
It's a
it.
good fight, man.
That's right.
That's why
May I say something?
we were born.
Uh-huh.
We were born as a winners.
That's what I'm talking about. Exactly. That's why we have to rejoice. Okay, I'm not sure who was first. Go ahead.
Okay. This whole thing here, if you ever do a study on how the seed travels into the womb, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is a river inside the woman, and it looks like a real river. And there are little rushes, little bulrushes on the side of the river. And they look like they have little fish and little things growing on it. And when the seed tries to travel up, if the water is murky or something, they get trapped up into those, trapped into those little thingies, and they can't find their way into the narrow road. Your fallopian tubes are the narrow road that leads to life. Okay? And few there be that find it. But when they enter first, this is the broad road, and there has the rivers, and there is rocks, and there is all kinds of little things inside the body. The body inside looks like the earth. It looks like it has roots and trees and flowers and everything inside your body. So I've done a study on it, and I looked at every little detail of it, and I'm telling you, it's a really beautiful thing. That is the reason why the Lord put so much emphasis on that. Because he said in John chapter 1, we were not born after the will of man or the will of the flesh, but of God. So he selects the seed that he's going to use, and that's why you make it through the journey. Because many of your little brothers did not make it through.
And you know, that's really deep. That's really, really deep.
Absolutely.
And hopefully we'll have, because, you know, certain pictures, I gotta get the right pictures, because we don't want to have anything looking a little off for the little minds who's still trying to figure out things. Okay? So we want to get the right pictures to explain how on different levels, this is all talking about the seed. The Most High has always been about the seed.
Yes.
Always, from the beginning to the end. Now, Sister, hold on, Dutch Moyle. Hold on. Sister, want to share something. Go ahead.
To me, it's like nature, everything. Nature is just like the human body.
That's right.
Yes.
And what this reminds me of is like the salmon migration.
Yes.
They fight so hard against all odds. This one little, fish, they team up together and they rush this river. And it's only to get to one point to drop seeds, knowing they're going to die. They die.
And eagles are there to eat them.
Right.
And the bears are there.
All the obstacles are set against these fish, but they still continue to do their portion. And I mean, I love art, that's my thing. And I think that the Most High is the most amazing artist.
Absolutely.
Because it's the same symbolism.
Speaking to the mic.
It's the same symbolism as...
I can see you getting emotional too.
Right.
Yeah,
it's
beautiful.
to come into the world. It's the same.
It is. It is. Let me tell you something. When you really dig into the Torah, I mean, I can't even explain it. That's why I don't mess around with people who talk about this and that. I don't have time to waste in those basic stuff.
Yeah.
It takes away from getting into the be fed with the real stuff.
Absolutely.
Because you're just playing around with just little nonsense over and over. I got time for that. I want to stay in deeper stuff because, as you said, he is a master artist.
Absolutely.
And as you mentioned that, if you don't understand how the salmon flow, you're not going to understand how the seed goes into the womb and what that is all about. You know, everything is replicated on different levels. I saw a hand over there. We good over there? Okay. One last thing.
I wanted to say one more thing that Yeshua said. If you notice the words that he speaks, it's all referring to that because he is the word. Don't forget. And he said, if you have faith like a grain of mustard seed, he actually described that it is the smallest of all the seeds. But when you look at a mustard, literal mustard seed, it is not the smallest of all seed. So he wasn't referring to a mustard seed. He was referring to the seed of a man, because you can't see it with your naked eye.
That's right.
Do you see? So every time he speaks something, he speaks in a deeper, deeper level.
That's right.
And you know, that's what is called the secret of the kingdom.
Secrets. And we just scratching the surface. Let's go to our next slide, Josh. Let's go to the next slide.
The chamomile seed is smaller than the mustard seed.
Yes.
Okay, so here we go. Continue on.
And others fell on good ground, and sprang up, and bare fruit, an hundredfold. And when he had said these things, he cried, He that hath ears to hear, let him hear.
You got to understand. Now imagine that one seed, other fell on good ground, sprang up, and it just produced it. Now we can look at it as terms of, well, I'm bringing people into the church. Okay. Yes. Yeah, you did that. But it's also dealing with children.
That's right.
Once you get that connection, now you're producing more and more children. That's the whole purpose. When the Most High set up Genesis chapter 1, called, we says Bereshit or Genesis, origins, you know, genesis.
That's right.
Gene. It was dealing with sperm, seed,
That's right.
life.
Yes.
It has always been about life. But think about how we are in this time and age right now that everything is against life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything is against life. The food is against life. The animals and all is confused.
Yeah.
Everything is confused. Now we're having a conversation around the table about Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
How it kills the sperm and kills life and creates all this stuff.
Yes, it does.
Wi-Fi is
Man, when you really think about it,
man, everything is set up to kill them.
that's why I understand why these Gentiles have to be cut off. Because if you keep giving them room, they're not going to be any human beings at all. Just robots making robots. There'll be an implosion. Everything will just collapse. No growth. Nothing expanding.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, hold on one second. Hold on a second. Okay, why don't you pull it up? Finish your point.
I was saying that how, like you were talking about, they genetically modify the seed. You see, everything is attacking the seed. Seedless watermelon, seedless grapes, seedless this, seedless that. Men are now seedless. You know, when you have men with men, there's no life. You see, it's about death. So it's an attack on the seed.
I had a conversation with someone at work, and you know, talking about what did they have? I think watermelon or something. And I said, I don't eat that. I says, why? I said, because it's seedless. I says, would you like to, you know, if you're would a who was I speaking to? I was speaking to, forgot who it was. Anyway, I said, you know, would you think it's right for a woman to marry a man without seed? Okay, stop it. Well, you know what? I never thought about that. You think any woman in their right mind will choose a man? He doesn't have any seed.
You know.
Because if, you know, come to find out, hey, I kept myself, I want to have children. This man knew all along he had no seed. He was damaging the stones. Right? Now that's another thing, because when you read the Torah in Leviticus, it says, any priest that is damaged in the stones. Now, I talked about this during a class the other day. The word in Hebrew for stone is eben. When you take the E off of that word, eben, you have the word ben. The word for ben in English is son. A man that is wounded in his stones, right? I mean, he doesn't have any sons. Now, it's not really referring to, like, it's not saying to reject daughters. That's not the point. But there's the sons who carries the lineage on. The daughters is the earth. The sons is the seed that goes within the earth to produce and continue and continue. And it's a symbiotic relationship. The earth and the trees and everything, they work together. One takes and it gives back again to the earth. It takes and it gives back. It's a cycle that goes through, right?
It's also the temple. The woman is the temple, and the high priest goes into the temple to perform a sacrifice.
So you can't have no female high priest going into a female.
That's right.
That's madness. Someone had their hands up?
Yes, one of them.
You go.
Okay, well, hold on. Elder?
Yeah.
Okay, can you pass the mic for Elder? And then Josh, and then we'll continue on.
One time when I was down in the Virgin Islands,
Uh-huh.
I was on the call many times, speaking on the phone. The
Yes.
phone made my head hurt me so much.
From the Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi. I did not. Is now I understand it is that.
Radiation.
You know that thing that my head was hurting me. I said, what?
He was talking about two men, but two men can still have seed. But today what they're doing is that they're removing the seed altogether. You know, those are not transgender, but those that are definitely taking up everything.
Oh, everything.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And I saw an article where it spoke about, this is just this week that's passed, they found a way to have the seed from two men put it together to produce a child. When I said that, I said, Father, if you don't come now, you must come now, Father.
Oh, yeah.
You must.
It's urgent.
Because I can't take it anymore. And I fear for my offspring. What we're gonna have left?
Exactly.
Yes, brother. You got the mic?
Yeah, I wanted to say something. She was speaking about genetically modifying. If you look at the word itself, the word is the seed, and if you notice, the seed is the truth. The word is the truth. And they want to take away use from speaking the truth also, which is also damaging the seed. So that they actually genetically modifying how we say things, which is supposed to be true also. So I just wanted to share that.
And you know what's so sad? Organic stuff. What is organic? I put it in the ground, I leave it alone. The sun gives it what it needs, the rain gives it what it needs. I step back, I get something from it. Why is that thing so expensive when I haven't even done anything to it but put it in the ground? And the things that is crappy, stuff that you gotta throw all kinds of poisons to it and do different things to it and manage it and stuff, those things are cheap. Does that make sense to you? If I put more labor in something, shouldn't that be costly? But when I leave something alone, it should be cheap, free air.
But it's costly because in sickness, then you have to go and pay the doctor so much money. It's costly.
Because it's about making money.
Yeah.
If we don't apply our minds to wisdom, we are not going to see what the Gentiles have done to this earth. We're not going to see it. See? So let's, Josh, you want to read what you got to read? Yes, continue on.
I was going to show a picture that I wanted me to show you.
Oh, okay.
The picture.
Show me the other one too.
Yeah.
That's inside.
That looks like spaghetti and meatballs.
That's
what it
inside
looks
of you too.
A lot of meatballs.
Yeah, and that looked like little strawberries hanging on the bushes. Stuff.
So you're saying that this is the seed?
Those are, yeah, that's a seed.
That's a seed.
And that's the
Inside
ground.
of the too.
Not the ground. That's the
Rocks.
Little rocks.
no, the thorns.
Yeah.
These are all the thorns the Bible talked about.
Yes, and the rocks
The
too.
rocks.
And the rocks.
Yeah.
Thorns and rocks.
Yeah.
And that's the seed.
Right.
Poor fella.
Yeah.
Fighting to live.
He got caught up in it.
Exactly.
He lost his way.
Be careful using that term there, maybe.
And if you notice how they look like little strawberries, like fruits, because the strawberry seeds are on the outside of the strawberry, little raspberries and stuff. Now those fruits are very good for that part of the body. Grapes, strawberries, raspberries, all the berries for the berries. You know what I mean?
I can't visualize that. Let's go back. Let's go back to the class. Yes. In fact, can you pass the mic to
But it's true. It's good for it.
No, you know, just the slides. The PowerPoint, go back to the PowerPoint. On Luke, it's just that I was reading when it says, like, fell on, no, go back to the number 8. Look, yeah, that one. Fell on good ground. So, I mean, it's just that it seems like the ground is even more important than the seed. And when you talk about women, and I mean, it brought me back to what we saw with Ariel. I mean, but that's something I don't.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
You hear what he said?
Yeah.
The ground is even more important.
Yeah.
And we know the ground is the woman.
Yes.
Wisdom pertains to the woman.
That's right. And
Right.
she is a tree of life.
So if a man finds a wife, he finds what?
A good thing
Because
and
the-
obtain a favor of the Lord.
A good thing. Because by definition, the word wife is a good thing.
Yes.
Right? But not everyone is a wife. That's what we got to keep in mind too.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
So when you say that's a wife, you got to make sure she's a good thing. Right? Because if she's not a good thing, you got to remove the label of wife. And put the word strife. It's not a wife, it's strife.
But we're talking about a woman of wisdom, a woman who's godly.
That's what we're
not
dealing
just
with.
any woman.
Right.
Okay.
All right, let me read what I was going to read now.
All right. All right, good.
I wanted to read Genesis chapter 13, verses 15 downwards. For all the land which thou seest, the Most High is talking to Abraham, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed forever. And I will make thy seed as the dust of the earth, so that if a man can number the dust of the earth, then shall thy seed also be numbered. And I read that part because we mentioned about when the seed goes into the womb, there's so much that goes out.
Yes.
And you can't number it. They just, all they do is store it.
Multitudes. Yeah. Okay.
I was just going to make a quick comment
Uh-huh.
about the fruits that you eat representing or good for different parts of the body.
Mhm.
It is true. I've also did some studies on that too. God is so amazing. He made food to heal the different parts of our body. If you look at whatever fruit or vegetable that looks like that part of the body is actually beneficial for that part of the body.
Yep.
When you have an avocado, it looks like a womb as well.
It looks like testicles.
It also
Right.
looks like testicles.
Mhm.
That's the nurturing part. That it also said avocados are very nurturing.
But that's what the word avocado means.
Yes, nurturing.
But among the Indians in South America, the Mexicans.
Yeah, and you have walnuts that look like the brains,
Mm-hmm.
and that's very good and healthy for the brains, memory and everything,
That's
thought
the
and
best
so on.
nuts, really.
It
Yep.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, almonds, berries, they all have, you know, this whatever organ or body or gland it looks like, it helps to heal that part of the body.
Amen. Yes, can you pass the mic over to Brother Louis? Then we're going to move on, for time's sake.
I just want to add something real quick to my previous comment. Why do you think that the devil fooled the woman and not the man? Because he knew that he can cause more damage by fooling the woman than the man.
If I can get this, because if you're dealing on the level of the seed in terms of the word, you have a lot of seed trying to go into the earth. That's the woman. So if Satan can go into the woman in terms of, you know, the word, okay? We're not dealing with the physical flesh now, we're dealing with the word. And supplant, that's what a supplanter is, okay? There's a bird. Let me talk about this real quick. They're a type of bird. When they come to mating season, the male goes, put his seed within the female, and what happens is that there's another male bird that will try to supplant the seed that was planted before. So what he does, he goes, attacks the female bird, holds her down, and removes the seed from.
Absolutely, yes.
He goes into where the first seed was planted and he takes it out
Yes.
and puts his seed in there. You didn't know this was happening in nature, huh?
Yes, it does.
And that's what the devil does. He comes in and he tries to supplant the seed, the word, that was placed before, and put his. Because he understands the process. The woman, she is the earth, and once she merges with the seed, it reproduces the same thing. So the devil will replicate himself forever in the earth.
Well,
that's why we have actually the two gospels.
The two gospels. I understand.
I was looking back at Matthew 13, when they say that the good man had sowed his seed, and then while men slept, that this one came in, and the enemy came in, and plant, and he asked who have done this, and he explained to him, and that's why he asked him whether he could go there and destroy it. He said, no, he's the one that will reap it when the time comes. And I always believe that this is the children that are being born from whatever is the
Yeah, but that's another class, and we don't want to interject anything that's going to create another class in itself. So let's hold that back. All right. So can we move on now? Good.
When you were talking about the serpent and the woman, right? What Adam doesn't want to say, because he actually, recognized that. He said, because the woman represents wisdom, the serpent wanted to corrupt wisdom. That's what he wanted to do.
Right.
So that's why he ended up doing what he did. But you see, the Most High, when he put the curse, he put the curse upon the womb. That's why he said it's sorrow. Now the word sorrow in the Hebrew actually means an earthen vessel. It doesn't mean sorrow like you think sorrow, but it actually says an earthen vessel.
And he says, Adam, you will work the ground, and you shall not yield forth to you.
Right.
The ground has been cursed. So the womb has been going through some heavy stuff.
Yeah.
All right, time is wrapping up, so let's try to move ahead, okay? We have others who have to travel, so let's see. No, go back. Read the last part, verses 9.
And his disciples asked him, saying, what might this parable be?
What is the meaning of this? Let's go, continue on.
And he said, unto you it is given to know the mysteries of the kingdom of God, but to others in parables, that seeing they might not see, and hearing they might not understand.
So he intended to separate one from the other.
Yes.
I say to you in such a way that only those who pay close attention, who tap into, will gain the true understanding, and others will not. He purposely did that. This should say a lot to many people trying to convert people into the way. It just wouldn't happen. It's not. His intention was not to get the whole world.
One set of people.
It was never that way, because if it was so, he would have just made it so plain for everyone. He purposely put certain barriers to stop. Some people will just not make it, and it's by design.
Yes.
Yes.
I had a question. What is the difference between a secret and a mystery?
It's the same thing.
The reason why it's accent is because it says the mystery of the kingdom. Now we talk about the secret being what? The testicles, the testes, and that contains what? The seed.
Yes.
And when the seed bring forth life, people, a bunch of people forms a what? A kingdom.
And when you really think about it on that level, the mystery, doctors are still trying to find out how life comes forth.
Right.
How a baby's born.
Yeah.
They got the little stethoscope thing, go up, turn around the corner, go around this way, and they look in, with the lights in the end. They're looking.
Yeah.
Ha, that's it. But still they can't figure that out.
Yeah, because the word says that, do they know how the bones grow in the womb? They have no idea.
Let's go to our next slide. Our next slide. Verses 11.
Now the parable is this. The seed is the word of God. Those by the wayside are they that hear, then cometh the devil, and taketh away the word out of their hearts. And the word for hearts there means leb, which is also the loins.
Loins, level of the loins.
Yes. Lest they should believe and be saved. They on the rock are they which when they hear receive the word with joy. And these have no root, which for a while believe, and in time of temptation fall away.
Next.
And that which fell among thorns are they which, when they have heard, go forth and are choked with cares and riches and pleasures of this life, and bring no fruit to perfection. Miscarriage.
Let's go, continue on. We'll come back, we'll reverse back, because I want to show you all something too.
But that on the good ground are they which in an honest and good heart have heard the word, keep it, and bring forth fruit with patience.
You see how he set it up? Honest and good heart. You really intend to do this thing. Your heart was really there for it. And that's the reason why, even with having relations with your wife, if her mind is not set to receive it, or if his mind is not set to give it, a lot of times there's no child that comes out of it because he's hardened his heart. Something is not going to, you understand? And if something happens, usually a lot of trouble that comes out of it.
Yeah.
So usually the environment have to be such. And doctors also recommend for people who have problems bringing forth children that the environment is set quiet and peaceful. If you notice, even in the very zoos, when they have the pandas, they got music playing. So that the pandas are feeling they set the mood, they dim the lights, they set everything quiet, and the scientists in the back hand the curtains. Atmosphere. They're gonna do it now. We're gonna have a little panda.
Yeah.
But
But the birds do that too, because when the male want to get the female attention, he would come and clean his house with his tail, cleanse it, then he put up a dance and flap his feathers and everything. Yeah, I like to watch the mating channel, so.
Yeah, she likes to watch the what? The what?
The mating channel for the birds.
There's no mating channels.
Discovery.
Erase this part of the tape. Erase this part of the tape. Cut it.
I call it a mating
channel. So that's what happens when I go to work. That's what happens when I go to work. Cut it.
I like learning from nature. Nature teaches you very beautifully.
All right, okay. Read.
Take heed therefore how ye hear, for whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken, even that which he seemeth to have.
Let's read it again. Take heed, therefore, hold on, how you hear. Be careful how you listen. Because for whatever you have, to him it will be given. If you got something, I'll give you a little bit more. And who don't have anything, from him it will be taken away. So you just take pull. Even if, he says, even that which he seems to have. You think, I got it. You don't have nothing. Gone. It's like the bank account. Go ahead and put that coat. I want that coat. I want the shoes to match. Even if you think it is mine, the bank says, you're actually negative $50 in the account.
What?
No, that can't be right. I just had, no. You forgot about the $100 fee? That monthly fee?
Taxes.
Huh? Even that which he seems to have. Let's continue on. Okay, so let's go back a second. Let's go back. We'll come back to this part. Go back up. Now, I want you to show you all something here, right? He mentions 4 things. Do you all see that? You have those by the wayside. That's what? 1. You have they on the what? How much is that? 2. Next one? Thorns is what? 3. And the next one is?
Good ground.
How much is that? 4. Let's go back again. Right here. He says, and in time of
temptation.
All of these have temptation.
Yeah.
Even the good one had temptation. Even the good one had temptation.
Yes.
Temptation in the Hebrew Gemara is 4, the number 4.
Yes.
You look at 40 days and 40 nights. They were in the ark. That's temptation because you don't know if you're going to die or if you're going to live.
It's trials.
Trials. When David was 40 years old, he looked around in the balcony and he saw that woman taking a shower, and that messed him up. That was a temptation.
Yeah.
Yeshua, 40 days and 40 nights. When Moses was in the mountain 40 days and 40 nights, people were like partying, man. You know?
They actually had an orgy beneath the mountain.
That's what they did. Temptation, trials. So whenever you see that number 4, it's always associated with trials, testing, and temptation. Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to say that when we were learning about science and stuff,
Push this in all the way.
they also said that the amount of sperms that a male releases is also 4 million. So
4 million?
Yep.
Wow, that's... Are you sure about that?
That's what they said.
Okay, that's interesting. And it goes along with what we've been saying. So those guys, come on, dude, come on.
So you're 1 in 4 million.
Speedboat, Jerome just died. Woo. Poor Jerome. Me and Jerome was good buddies, man. I told him he wasn't going to make it. Let's go to the next slide, the next parables. Go straight up, straight up. Right there. So now we're going to look at a parable of two females. This is a good one too. All right.
Oh, one quick question.
Yeah.
The part with the riches when it says about the riches and they didn't bring forth anything, if you notice even today in society, most people that are really wealthy, they don't really have children. They don't even practice. They go out on the professions and they don't want to have any children. So they ain't bringing anything meat for the kingdom. They actually are part of the, cutting off of the seed plot.
That's a good point. And you know what too? That's the first commandment. The first commandment before the 10 commandments the Most High gave was what?
Be fruitful and multiply.
Be fruitful and multiply. And if you say, I'm going to hold this horse, Most High going to say, you broke the first commandments. You got to let the horse go.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
All right.
But the same thing he said to Abraham too, He said how at the 8th day all the males have to be circumcised in the loins. He made a covenant with Abraham in his loins. And if you don't do it, you have broken the covenant.
That's right.
See?
Let's go, continue, Josh. Move on. We're still on Luke chapter 8. Now we're down to verses 40. Let's read.
And it came to pass that when Yeshua was returned, the people gladly received him, for they were all waiting for him. And behold, there came a man named Jairus, and he was a ruler of the synagogue.
So he was a rabbi. Not just any rabbi, he was chief rabbi.
And he fell down at Yeshua's feet and besought him that he would come into his house.
All right, let's move on.
I want to show something about that.
For he had one only daughter.
He had what?
One only daughter.
Read.
About 12 years old. 12 years of age. And she lay a dying.
So if she's 12 years old, she's a young child. Right? Okay.
But as he went, the people thronged him. And a woman having an issue of blood 12 years, which had spent all her living upon physicians, neither could be healed of any.
So you got a daughter and you have a woman. Young and also a much older one, right? We'll come back to it. Let's move. Let's continue on.
Came behind him and touched the border of his garment. And immediately her issue of blood was stench.
It was held back. Not stench like it stink.
Right.
Some people read that. And that's not a normal, like they say, normal Negro word.
Stopped.
Yeah,
you read that, it's like, oh, okay.
No, that's the word stench.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is stench. Stench means to like stop. All right.
Right, escape. Verse 45.
And Yeshua said, who touched me? And when all denied, Peter and they that were with him said, Master, the multitude thorn thee and press thee, and sayest thou, who touched me?
Okay. Now, go back for a second, Josh. So to touch the border of his garment, let's go. As a matter of fact, skip over this, we'll come back. Let's go to the next slide.
And Yeshua said, somebody have touched me. For I perceive that virtue is gone out of me.
Now, perception has to do with something that you see, right?
Yes, to perceive, to understand, really.
Okay.
Yes.
Read.
And when the woman saw that she was not hid, she came trembling, and falling down before him, she declared unto him before all the people for what cause she had touched him, and how she was healed immediately.
Let's continue on.
And he said unto her, Daughter, be of good comfort. Thy faith have made thee whole.
Now remember, this is a woman. This is not the young 12-year-old.
That's right.
This time he referred to her as daughter. When did he refer to her as daughter?
When she
was what?
Clean.
Clean.
Yes.
Keep that in mind. It's important. It illustrates the stages. Right? The stages. When a person is old, their life is leaving them. The youth is leaving them. Especially when blood is leaving a person like that on a regular basis. You age, you look pale, you're very frail, you become like an old person.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But when you are healed, it's reversed. Now you become as a daughter. So now he can address her as a daughter. See? Read on.
Thy faith hath made thee whole, go in peace. While he yet spake, there cometh one from the ruler of the synagogue's house, saying to him, Thy daughter is dead, trouble not the master.
So another, I guess his assistant came and says, hey, don't bother the man anymore. Your daughter's already, dead, so don't make any sense. Hold your point a second.
But when Yeshua heard it, he answered him, saying, Fear not, believe only, and she shall be made whole.
Verses 51.
And when he came into the house, he suffered no man to go in, save Peter, James, and John.
There's a reason for that.
Yes. And the father and the mother of the maiden. And all wept and bewailed her. But he said, Weep not, she is not dead, but sleepeth. And they laughed him to scorn, knowing that she was dead.
So he came to perform an act of life. Same thing with Paul. Shaul dealing with an act of life. And what comes out of that, it's a joke. It's foolishness.
Yeah.
See? Foolishness. So they're laughing to scorn. Now this is one of the reasons why. Let's read 54 now. I'll give my point.
But he put them all out.
All of these here.
And took her by the hand and called, saying, Maid, arise.
Whenever you're going to do a special work for the Most High, and you have certain people who's not in the same mindset, that's a stumbling block.
Yes.
You got to put them out.
Absolutely.
And this is a lesson for many of us to learn. Sometimes, even if it's an elder, teacher, or whoever it is, if their mind is not right, send them home. Whenever the priest was, whenever Israel was going out to war, and the priest was there was an examination to see what happened before he could fight. You know where I'm going with that, right? They walk around. Tell me something. You just got married? Yeah. Go home. You got a cow to take care of? Yeah. Go home. How you feel? I ain't feel too good. Go home. They start to send certain people home.
Yeah.
Because all they're going to do is get people killed. Now, why would you want to have a bunch of people whose mind is not set to do what must be done? Okay? Sometimes you got to jab a sword at them and see if they're going to, oh, you ready? Okay, you ready. But if you jab a sword, it's like, man, you go home, man. Get out of here. Go home. Yeah. Yes, Lord Shimon.
Yeah.
Short because...
Yeah, short. We got Peter, James, and John. And then we got the maid arise. So we see that these three represent the resurrection. And they can bring life.
That's a good point.
Very good.
Good observation. See that? 1, 2, 3, the sign of life. Sign of life. Okay. Let's go to the next slide. All right.
And her spirit came again, and she arose straightway, and he commanded to give her meat.
So she needed to be fed. The first thing, when she rose up, was give her something to eat. She needs to be restored, okay? Excuse me. Breathe.
And her parents were astonished, but he charged them that they should tell no man what was done.
Let's go to the next slide. I think that's probably last one.
Yes.
Okay, so now let's examine how all these things are related. Let's go back to the beginning. And I'll give you all an opportunity to share some things. Go back up. Okay, so let's pick it up from there. Next slide. All right, so now we have, like I said before, the story of two women. Okay? One of the clues that we have, let's go to the next slide. Okay, point it out. Get the mic.
They were all waiting for him. So that's a very important thing.
Yes, that is good too. They were all waiting for him. Now let's take what he just said and let's bring it to a point that I like to make. Next slide. This is a big clue. First of all, he had one daughter, about 12 years old. Then you have a woman with a situation for 12 years. What do you think he's trying to tell us? What is the first thing that comes to mind?
12 tribes.
12 tribes of Israel.
Yes, I wanted to bring that up since he mentioned that.
Take your time.
That's the 2 stages of Israel.
Okay, let's hear it now. So it's the 2 stages of Israel. Talk to me.
You have the before when they were in sin. And you have the before when now they're being saved or
Yes, that is correct. You have the two phases of Israel.
Absolutely.
The sick time and also the other time. But they still need help. Yes.
You also have the part where he's, right there it said, but as he went, the people thrown him. You also have the part where he's going amongst looking for her or them. And there are also those that actually are trying to stop him from getting to where he needs to
And it
go.
goes back to the same thing we talked about with the seed. Some of them is going to hit the mark, and some of them are not going to hit the mark. Okay. You want to say something?
Yeah, but I also want to show you that
We're going to try to wrap it up. Just give me a few more minutes.
I also show you that the 12 years was, as young, when she was young at first, there was one kingdom, and everything was healthy and good.
Yep.
It comes back as one kingdom.
Come back as one kingdom. So we find the cycle of Israel, okay, in her infirmities. Now,
just like the seed, one was dying, and then the other one is living now.
Issue, something that comes. Issue is something that comes out. Okay, that's an issue. So now let's look at this again. So we got a daughter and we have a woman, and we can see how they're related to Israel. There's the different phases or stages of Israel. Sick. One was laying dying. Okay. This one also. Keep in mind, it says she spent all her living upon the physicians. Right? All her living. Now,
That's right.
how does this relate to the first story we read about the seed? How does this part right here, spent all her living? What does spending has to pertain to or pertains to? Spending.
Giving out.
Spending. I just gave it away. Money. Money, right? How does this relate to the sower and the seed? Which one does this relate to, the sower and the seed? Can you go up? Go up. Go up, right there.
Number 3.
The way he was dispersing the seed, expending it or throwing it out?
Spending.
Yeah.
Because you are giving out so much. You're so caught up. You're caught up. That's what thorns are. You're caught up.
That's right.
In all the things. It's just taking your life away from you. It's not giving you anything. It's just bringing you down. Money doesn't do anything for us.
Nope.
Yeah.
Just money. It's just taking you down.
Yeah.
Sucking your life. It's sucking your blood, right?
That's right.
But
And it says, pleasures of this life and bring no fruit to perfection. So a woman that has an issue of blood, how can she bring forth fruit to perfection?
She can't.
She can't.
Right.
Because she keeps bleeding it out all the time, right? That has to be healed. So it shows how the stories are so related with each other. Yes, 1 second, Brother Shimon.
I just want to.
Can you take the mic? Give him the mic.
I just want to say something that, our fathers, they used to always relate sickness with sin, right? The second woman is sick, so which he relates to sin. But the first one is 12 years old. So you start knowing the good and evil after 13, 14. So she was not guilty. So why did she die? So all I'm saying is we fail, but we're not, this is, going back to the beginning. We're not guilty of the humanity fall,
Well, I see what you're saying, and I'll tell you I agree with you. Why? Because even though it's two separate people, it's the same. The two sides of Israel. The good and the bad times of Israel.
But at the beginning, when Eve, when the devil fooled Eve, were you guilty? No. But we still pay for that. But then when the people went after Moses and Joshua, then they become guilty and they did the transgression because they have all of the commandments.
I understand your point. But there's also, and that will go a little deeper. Let me see how I can answer it. When we read the book of Exodus chapter 20, it says, and I will visit unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. So the third and fourth generation is not even born yet. But he says, I'm going to make them pay the price. Because what happens is that, remember it says also in the book of Hebrews, that Levi accepted the covenant But he wasn't there with Abraham when he met Melchizedek.
Right.
Because Levi was inside the seed.
Yeah, that's right.
You see what I'm saying? So even though, yes, I see your point, at the same time, we're all guilty.
He was a fourth from Abraham, really. Levi
Right.
was a fourth generation.
Right. So we are all guilty. It's a flip side of Israel.
One coin, two sides.
So now let's try to pick up a little speed here. You got the physicians in here, right? You have Jairus himself was supposed to be a physician. Isn't he the synagogue's ruler?
Yes.
To bring the word of life to the people?
That's
But yet at the same time, you had all these people dying.
Yes.
You see, let's move on. Who touched me? Right? The border of the garment, touched the border of his garment. Let's go to our next slide. And let's take a look at the tzitzis. Can you pull up Numbers 15 and 38? We're almost done, y'all. Just give me a few minutes. But you don't have to pull it up on the screen. You can just read it. All right, go ahead. You got it? So I want to show what tzitzits mean. This is very important, okay? Because a lot of our brothers and stuff wear fringes, and they really don't know what it's all about. Okay? What does Psalms chapter 1, verses 1 say? Can you read that for me, honey?
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. For his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law dwelleth he meditate day and night.
Don't speed read it. And he shall?
And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water.
Wait. He shall be like a tree.
Planted by the rivers of water.
The man will be as a tree planted by the rivers of water. And what's going to happen to this man?
That bringeth forth his fruit in his season.
So you have a man who is equivalent to a tree, and he's going to produce fruit, right? So let's go into the tzitzits. This is what it means. Read.
38. Okay, verse 37. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringes of the borders a ribbon of blue. And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it, and remember all the commandments of the Lord, and do them, that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye used to go a whoring, that ye may remember and do all my commandments, and be holy unto your God.
So we're going to be a separate tree from all the other trees. Now let's go back to the PowerPoint. Now it mentions about a fringe in the generation. Seed. Back to the seed again. So think tree. You're a tree. They're producing fruit. Every fruit contains seed. Now, this is what a fringe means. A fringe in the Hebrew, tzitzit, okay? It's a feminine noun. And what it says, a what?
Floral, wing-like projection.
A flower.
Yes.
It's a flower. This is a flower. If I am a tree and I put out some flowers, what am I saying as a tree?
I'm getting ready to
I'm about to do what?
bear fruit.
Bear some fruit. It's a sign that you are receiving everything that is nutrition so you can produce. So when I look at the fringe, it reminds me of who I am. I'm a tree, producing the fruit, keeping the Torah. Right? That's what the fringe is all about. And I'm not a Gentile because, no, I'm not a Gentile. I'm producing Hebrew fruit. Right? Hebrew fruit. So therefore, I am not like the other nations. Okay? So she held on to his tzitzit, his fruit, and she received healing. He also mentions a wing-like projection.
Yes.
There is a prophecy in the book of, is it Micah?
Micah.
Can you get it for me real quick? That's going to be the last, and then we're going to wrap it up.
Brother Young.
Yes.
By the way, the first word, T-S-I-Y-T-S, it actually just says, also a flower, or as a bright flower, a wing gleaming in the air, or blossom or flower.
A blossom or a flower. So these are flowers. It reminds us that I'm a tree planted by the rivers of water to produce fruit in a season. Okay?
Malachi 4:2.
Malachi 4:2. Let's see what this woman did. Go ahead and read.
But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings.
Healing in his wings. So when you hold the talit, the covering, when you hold it, it's as if you have wings. If I hold it like this, it's like I have wings. Okay? So she grabbed on to his talit, and when she pulled on that, she received the healing. She remembered the scriptures.
Yeah.
And that's what she did. From the time she held on to it, she received the healing.
Yeah, because he saw that his power went up from him.
Exactly. His power, his virtue went up from him. Okay? All right. So, yes.
But it also is telling Israel that the only way they can be healed is to go back to the Torah.
Back to the
That's
Torah.
the only way they can be healed.
And the word is what? The seed.
That's right.
Okay, so let's wrap it up. No, final question. Final question.
Is that not?
And then we're done.
Is that not the reason why when Saul, when David cut his tzitzit off, that he lost his power?
Yes, absolutely. That's right.
Yeah, that's a very good point. That's a very good point.
No, he lost the kingdom.
Can you go back to the beginning and just hold it there? First slide. All right, so with that said, I hope everyone has learned about some secrets. Have you learned any secrets?
Yes.
Yeah? Anyone learned any secrets? Okay.
Yeah.
I hope so. Hope it has been a blessing to you all. Let's all stand and let's close out.